Okay, so now we're gonna work on closeouts, okay? So if you can't close out to a defender and then still guard them, you're not really a defender yet. Because in games, you have to help. Once that guy kicks, you have to close out and take away the shot from the next receiver. So the first part of defense, if you want to be considered elite, is being a player that can guard 1.5. I guard the person who drives, then I also guard the man that I'm guarding in a closeout situation. So the way you do that is you have to break down. If you break down, your feet can go either direction. So if I close out and the offensive player goes this way, I can immediately push because my feet are constantly hitting the ground. If I'm closing out, I get here and they're going that way, I can push, same thing. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to be caught in a sprint at an offensive player and he takes off while this foot is in the air, and now while he's moving, you got to take this big step to turn around. So what you would rather do if you're going at an offensive player is close out, so now your feet are hitting the ground. Now when he moves, you can move almost immediately. So what we want to work on is just the breakdown of a closeout. So some coaches teach it different. They put both hands up. Some will put one hand up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to close out with both hands for now, and then we'll break down and stop. So we're going to dribble up, both hands up, and then break down. Both hands up, and then break down. If I want to force him to his right, both hands up, and then break down. Okay, so now let's say the defender starts to drive to his right, which most players are right-handed and they're going to do. So now I close out. Now our defensive slides come into play where I have to move my outside foot. So I have my closeout, outside foot. Each one of these you're going to do 15 reps. 15 reps of a straight closeout, 15 reps going right, and then also 15 reps going to their right, and then 15 going to their left. So now we close out, he breaks, step with the outside foot first. Break down, outside foot first. One more time of each. Close out straight, 15 of those. Close out straight, he goes right, 15 of those. Close out straight, 15 the other direction. All right, let's make sure we get our closeouts. And when you close out, you want to close out about 5 feet from the receiver, from the shooter, so you can also have time to react and close out to their shot. So now we're going to go behind the back at the bend of our knees, and we want to be able to keep moving as we go. So as I'm running, I want to go behind the back and keep moving. Okay, we're going to go 50 reps, and make sure you can do this move on the move, going at the bend of your knee. Not above your butt, but the bend of your knee. It forces you to stay low. Okay, so there is no promises that any move is going to work every time, even if you have counters to it. So let's say you're not sure what the defense is doing, or the really good defender has really, read you correctly. That doesn't mean you have to do an attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to hip swivel, and it's not there. We're going to pound to protect the ball again, and then we're going to retreat. Sometimes that is your counter to protect the basketball. So we start here, pocket, retreat. Hip swivel, about to attack, pocket, retreat. It's not there. Other side, 50 the other direction. Now, sometimes that's the best thing you can do is protect the ball. So make sure you practice pocketing, turn your hand over, retreat, and get away from the pressure. 50 each side. Okay, so now we're gonna go to our pocket dribbles. This is a drill that I believe never goes away. It's gonna be a cornerstone to your ball handling abilities. We're gonna go pocket, and we go 50. Make sure the intensity is raised if you know how to do this drill. 50 with the left, 50 with the right, and then 50 with the left again. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a hockey stop. Maybe help side defense cut you off, whatever the reason. We're gonna stop immediately, which puts the defender in a closeout situation. After we get them in a closeout, now that our body's turned, we're gonna open up, hip swivel, and we're gonna sprint out again. So in slow, this is what's actually happening. I have my defender, I make the move, I get by him, I stop like a hockey player, so he keeps running and gives me maybe 3 or 4 feet of space. Now that my body's turned, I need to be a threat both directions. So out of that snatch back, I'm gonna open up, and then I'm gonna sprint out to this side, okay? So here it is in slow. Hockey stop, hip swivel, go. Do it the other direction. Hockey stop, hip swivel, go. Now notice this, all these drills are building up. So now we're combining and loading drills. I take off, stop, hip swivel, take off. So now we've learned how to attack a player, create space, and then attack a player again. Let's make sure we rep these out, 50 each side. Now we're gonna do our crossovers on the move. We are gonna be dribbling this time. So earlier, we worked on just lines going below the knees. We did it on the move while changing directions. Now we're gonna actually dribble and make our crossover even lower while dribbling. We want this to be your new crossover. All right, and also remember, anything you do with your left hand, you want to do with your right. We're alternating. You're going to have more space to continue down the court doing very low below both the knee crossovers. Remember to crossover, to crossover first with the ball, then step. And again, make sure we do 50 reps of these. And that's a minimum. Okay, so now what we're gonna work on is how to retreat, get back into a hip swivel, attack again, and retreat. A lot of times, coaches, trainers, they'll teach you how to attack, but they don't teach you what to do when that move doesn't work. So what we have to do is we drive, the team plays good defense, there's nothing there. So what you have to do is be able to retreat, get out of trouble, and then maybe you attack again, maybe you pass, but you have to learn how to get out of trouble. So we're gonna stop like a hockey player, retreat, hip swivel into another attack, and we're gonna make that continuous. So attack, stop like a hockey player, retreat, get into your hip swivel, attack again. Stop like a hockey player, retreat, hip swivel, attack again. Make sure on each side you do 50 each, and that'll really get you a lot of reps at releasing from the defense and then re-attacking. All right, so we have our 50 pocket dribbles. We dribble, left hand, 50 reps, turn the hand, 50 reps with right hand, turn the hand. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is once we stop and get out of trouble, we're gonna retreat and then we're gonna hip swivel and cross over again. So we'll get 2 on each side with the amount of space we have here. So, in slow, I attack my defender, I stop like a hockey player and I retreat, I hip swivel so I'll have both options, and then I'm gonna cross over. I'll stop again, retreat, open up, cross over. Make sure you get 50 reps in on both sides. Now we've practiced attacking out of the hip swivel left and doing the counter, which is a crossover to the right.